Hey everybody, welcome to my little studio, and today we're going to talk a little bit about underpainting processes, and I'm going to do a little demo for you. I'm going to start doing a series of instructional videos so you can kind of see it. And the way this is going to go, you know, we have our reference right here. We have our sketch, which I previously did. Let me pull him up here so it's like that. We also have kind of a basic graphic underpainting here. So I'll pull you over here so you can see this a little bit. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to go from that stage there, sorry about that, that stage there to the finished product, which are these. Oh, sorry. There you go. Okay, so to start off with the sketch, basically what we're going to do is, what you do is you basically get a reference or a transfer. This is what I call my transfer. I just have it printed to the size I want. I do a lot of 10 by 10s. So, and I stretch my own canvases, so I want to make sure everything's really nice and tight and clean and not a crappy job done on that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this down. You can still see my tape on there. I'm going to put the tape on. Let me see. Do I got even the right one here? Again, nope, I got the right one. Okay. So I tape it on across the top like that. And then I slip graphite paper underneath of it, and I just transfer over the image. Okay, that's been going on for a lot of centuries, a lot of decades. But once I'm done with this, I glaze coat over top the sketch. Now the glaze coat does a couple things. One, it protects your sketch, and two, it fills up pores of the canvas, so you're not wasting enough paint. You're not wasting paint. You're also not destroying your brushes, which are very important. So given that, I'm going to go ahead and pull this one off, because then we go to this stage. Okay, now this is kind of a graphic underpainting, so we're going to actually do a real underpainting, give you guys an idea on how to do this. So again, I'm going to have to, how do I do this? Let me think about this. Hold on a second. I'll see if I can't get. Okay, now that I have you kind of set up, because I'm just going to turn you so I can show you this here. We'll just do it that way, so then I don't have to like do a shutdown and restart again. So okay, so I'm going to do this, basically this underpainting with this big brush. It's a number 10 Catalyst. It's by Princeton, and for the most part our brushes are like, they're the tools of our trade. Okay, and the tools of our trade dictate that we need to have the ability to understand these, so when we're working on that, we're not mucking things up. And part of that is understanding what brushes are for what, and actually what is the use. So you'll hear the term thick over thin. Now thick over thin means we do a underpainting, which is really thin washes and stuff like that, and we start building it up in layers of paint that are thicker. So you want a brush, in that case, that has a good tension to it, but it's also soft. Now that's the reason why I like these. These are a poly blend, which are really kind of nice. They're it's man-made. We're not killing hogs. We're not pulling the little mink hairs off of mink's butts and stuff like that. But even so, I do like that. You know, a good Klinsky Red Sable. So what we're going to do here? Okay, let me move this to here. Okay, so all I'm going to do, basically, with all this stuff going on, and what I do is I do not use a palette. So I go straight out of the tub to the brush onto the canvas. But I want to make sure my brush is damp. I'll give you an example here. Okay. So I want my brush, I don't want water dripping out of it. Okay. So I come over here. Let me see, I'll move this here a second. See my paper towels here. I dab it off. I want my brush to be damp and cold to my hand. I don't want water running out of the thing, because if water's not running out, the paint is not going to really adhere. If the brush is cool and damp to your touch, it's ready to be loaded, which means it's wet all the way from here. And honestly, I don't really take my brush out of the water. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to say, okay, I want to do kind of a fun little I want to do a tonal quality to my paper to set the mood for the painting. Now we see him right here, and we're going, okay, well, we got greens and we got this. But greens, yes, we can use greens. And I actually want my brush a little wet. Let me see here. I'm going to pull this over. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, there we go. Now when I talk about an underpainting, it's a layering process of this, okay? So if I'm trying to do an underpainting, I just want to do a wash on this. I'm going to come in here, because you can see all this background. I can do this, and then I can take my paper towels, stop it up a little bit, wipe it like that. Now say we want to have some warm tones in that. So what I'll do is I'll come in here either with a CAD, or I'll use my favorite color, which is a quinacridone nickel hazel gold. I'll wait for that to dry. So I'll use my CAD because it's going to act a little better. And I use Nova Color, and there's a few colors out of Golden I use. I don't use them all because I pretty much switched over to Nova Color. It's a less expensive paint, but also it's a strong paint. I like it. So okay, so once I have that, and we'll kind of feel that, and you want to, and even if your hand's there, you can always wash it off, so I'm not worried too much about that. This is a phthalo green, so I'm kind of feeling. You don't want to muddy up your colors. See, when I load my brush, I'm loading it from here. Okay, so, and I'm loading toward the tip. I don't want any back here at all. That's going to happen. I'm going to dip my brush in water, and I want to basically, here, anything close, you might want to go there. Okay, and even if it runs a bit, we don't care, because what I'm going to do, and I'm going to come over here, I want to. Now, what has happened to the tonal quality of the canvas? It's went from direct white to adding these different type of nuances. Okay, we also might want to have a little dark. We might also want to have a little more, instead of these are real light, we need to have something that's going to make it a little dark. So for that one, I'm going to use my quinacridone nickel hazel gold. As you can see, it's a well-loved bottle. I use this stuff all the time. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and this will help me darken things up. Quinacridone is one of those real kind of special colors that you can use, and I'll show you here. Okay, it has this really kind of neat burnt sienna, raw sienna, burnt umber feeling, because you can see what happens. It just yellow stains. So I can come in here and yellow things out, you know. And I could use a bigger brush, but I don't care on this one. So, and this is how I attack basically all my formal work. So this being a simple piece it is, this is kind of the direction I'm going. So guys, and of course again, I use paper towels. I do not use a palette. So I can come in here, and now look at kind of the tension I have back here, the emotion I got going on, and I try to protect my sketch a little bit, but I wanted to add these nuances. So if I work thinner, if I work really thin going on, I'm going to build up over top of this, but I want some of this showing through. Now on my graphic pieces, I never have the background show through, as you can see from one of these. You know, it goes to a very graphic, high contrast background. But this one's going to be a little different. This is going to be a little more formal, so people might not respond to that the same way. So these are things that I've been doing for 40 years. I hope you enjoy this process. Try it yourself. Don't concentrate too heavy, and follow my 3-20 rule. 3 minutes at easel, 20 minutes back, and the 20 minutes gives you time to study where you want to begin, and we'll talk about that on my next video. So anyway, you guys enjoy, keep it out, and enjoy the process.